Hi everybody, welcome to Ecodriver. Today we go out on the Ecodriver loop with a tiny little car, the Suzuki Swift. We have here the 1.2 liter mild hybrid petrol engine. It's a small electric motor. The starter generator is acting as a little help for the drivetrain, for the petrol engine. When you're accelerating for the first couple of meters. We have a 61 kilowatt, 83 horsepower, 1.2 liter petrol engine. The WLTP consumption is rated with 4.7 liters per 100 kilometers. Pretty sure we beat that. And the unladen weight is 902 kilograms or 1,984 pounds. We have a 5-speed manual gearbox, and there's not much else to say about this car. It's pretty. It's an off-road car, and we have it's good for everyday driving in city traffic or so, but not really for long distance maybe. But that's not the topic of this channel. Well, we do the same route as we always do. Let's have a look here. We start in the southeastern outskirts of Innsbruck, go out of town for about a mile in a 30 km per hour zone, 20 miles per hour. Then we hit a climb, which elevates us around 360 meters, 1100 feet, followed by some rolling hills, a descent, an open road section. It's kind of mixed roads with speeds ranging from speed limits ranging from 20 to 60 miles per hour, 30 to 100 kilometers per hour, 17 kilometers, 10 miles of motorway, and 18 kilometers, 11 miles of city traffic. At the end of every section, I show you the overall and sectoral consumption, and at the end, we analyze the whole trip. The cameras will be on all the time in order to show you how am I driving in order to achieve the consumption that I will have achieved at the end, and also to show you that there is no need to go extra slow in order to be efficient. Weather is okay today. We have 18 degrees or 18 to 20 degrees at the moment. It's a bit cloudy, but it should stay dry, so it's more or less perfect conditions. I hope you enjoy this, and I'll talk to you later. So we're now coming to the end of the climb, and we see here 6.6 liters per 100 kilometers. You may have noticed that I had to rev up the engine quite a lot in order to have some power, as this is not a very strong engine with 61 kilowatts, and it's not a turbo, so if you need the power, then you need to rev up. If you don't need the power, you can keep the revs down at somewhere between 1,000 and 1,500 just to maintain the speed. We're now coming onto the hills, and here it's important to make use of the change of gradient. Use this to your advantage when it goes down, build up some momentum, and use this momentum, or take this momentum into the next flat or hill. This should help you save quite a lot of fuel, and it's just like on a roller coaster. You accelerate when you go down, and you reduce the speed when you go up. And personally, I try not to maintain the speed on one of those shorter climbs. I go in a little bit faster, not too fast, of course, but so that I can reduce the speed until I'm on the top. And once it flattens or it goes down again, then I can re-accelerate. At the end of the hills, we have 5.1 liters per 100 kilometers. Now on the way down, it's important to keep the vehicle rolling, try to avoid accelerating, actively using the petrol engine. What I try to do is go down with the gear in and use the injection cutoff. That means that there's no fuel injected, but the engine is braking the car, and that's basically the most effective way of going down. Sometimes, if the car, even in the highest gear, brakes too hard, then I just step on the clutch and let the vehicle coast. We have two flat sections, and I try to cover those without using the gas pedal. That means that I probably have just to step on the clutch and coast over it. .5 liters per 100 kilometers at the end of the descent. Well, that's not too bad. We're now coming onto the mixed roads, and here it's important to read the road, look ahead, change the speed just with your right foot, with the accelerator. We have a lot of changes from higher speeds to lower speeds, from 100 to 80 or 80 to 50, and if you reduce the speed, then just lift your foot off the gas pedal and avoid stepping on the brakes. That probably means that you remained at the higher speed for too long. the end of the mixed roads, we see here 3.3 liters per 100 kilometers. We're now coming onto the motorway, and here we are restricted to 100 kilometers per hour. So at the end of the motorway, we see here 3.3 liters per 100 kilometers. Now we're coming onto the city traffic, and here it's important to read the road, to anticipate what other road users might be doing, to make use of the knowledge you have about traffic lights, about flow of traffic. Most trips we are taking, they're taken on routes we know. You go the same way to work, you do the same thing at the weekend, whatever, and you know the roads, you know the traffic lights and everything, and that helps you to anticipate what is happening. So we're now at the end of this trip on the Ecodriver loop with the Suzuki Swift 1.2 mild hybrid, and as you see on the dashboard, 3.4 liters per 100 kilometers. That's not too bad. And now let's have a look at the details. Well, at the end of this trip, and we look at the data here, you see the sectoral and overall consumption for the whole trip and all these sections. And I think personally I'm nothing else but impressed. Very good results, especially if you look at the open road and motorway, city traffic. For a non-hybrid vehicle, that's really great. Of course, it has to do with the weight, as we see here in this table. These are all the cars I've tested so far, all the cars with petrol engine. And you see so far it's the most economic vehicle I have tested. And as usual, we stayed around 1.3 liters per 100 kilometers below WLTP. But as I said during the video, it's with a manual gearbox, it requires some effort. It requires some work to keep the revs down and always be in the correct gear. And talking about low gears, some people will come and tell me that it's bad for a car, for the engine and for maybe other stuff in the vehicle to have such low revs. No, it's not. If it's bad for the engine, it will tell me. It tells me it starts rattling, it starts making funny noises, and then you shift back and then you have higher revs. And if you don't need a lot of power, there's no need to rev the engine up. You have, if you're just maintaining the speed, 50 kilometers steady, there's no reason to have higher than 1500 RPMs or 1200 or 1300, I don't know. Just as low as possible, as long as it's a little bit above idling RPMs. It's just about maintaining the speed, and you have seen the power meter, which I have shown at the beginning of the video, or towards the beginning of the video. Maintaining 50 kilometers an hour, you just need very little amount of power, and the engine is able to deliver this with 1100-1200 RPMs. What else can I say? You see here the comparison with the Toyota Aygo Cross. Yes, it's different concepts. It's a CVT gearbox, it's a smaller engine in the Toyota. But so far, that's the most economic vehicle I've tested, the most economic petrol engine, petrol car. But you have to obey certain rules of eco driving. Read the road, try to anticipate what other road users are doing. I've said everything already during the video. And with this mild hybrid and many others, one thing is important. It's you charge the battery of the car, which is only a small battery, and the engine, the electric motor is very small and not very strong. It's only 1.05 kilowatts, but it helps you accelerating from a start with a little support for the petrol engine. It gives you enough energy to keep the petrol engine off while stationary, and therefore it's important to charge the battery, but you only charge the battery when you hit the brake pedal. But as it is such a small electric motor, it doesn't require a lot of braking to charge the battery. So if you want to reduce the speed of the car, then just put in a gear which doesn't brake very strongly, fourth or fifth gear, and touch the brake pedal just slightly, and that's enough to charge the battery, because you only have just above 1 kilowatt per kilowatt power to charge the battery. And as soon as you brake harder, you exceed this, and you waste energy, or you waste capacity or you waste potential to reduce the consumption by if you just lift your foot off the accelerator quickly enough or soon enough, put in a gear to switch off the ignition, and reduce the speed with the gearbox, plus a little bit braking, then you charge the battery, and this helps you when the car is stationary and when you start moving for the next time. Well, you see here the Toyota Aygo Cross is second, and if you're interested in this test and how this car performed, I mean, you see the results here, but how it was done, then I put a link up here. And down here you find my 5 tips of how to drive petrol cars more efficiently. That's it for the Suzuki Swift 1.2 mild hybrid. Thanks for watching, take care, see you next time.